Pancreatic cancer is actually one of the most lethal forms of cancer somebody can get. Now, the pancreas itself really has two main jobs. For starters, it creates insulin. Now, insulin is somewhat like a tour guide in this massive museum. When someone eats carbohydrates, it gets converted to glucose. Now, glucose isn't like the smartest thing in the world, so it doesn't know where to go. And that's where the insulin come into play, and what they do is they escort the glucose to cells so it can be used as energy. The second job of the pancreas is to create digestive enzymes and something known as pancreatic juice that all help the whole digestive process. Now, say one of these enzymes that gets made doesn't want to leave the pancreas. It gets kind of stuck or something. That's not good. It's going to create a problem just like if a car broke down on the highway. So what happens if a car breaks down on the highway? Well, you can get the fire department's probably going to come, the ambulance, some police. It's going to be all like swelling in this part of the highway. And the same thing happens in your body. Your body creates inflammations to try to heal the problem. Now, this is known as pancreatitis, which really raises the whole chance of somebody getting this type of cancer. Now, cancer really just means that a cell is defective and doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And in fact, it makes other defective cells and then it grows. Just grows out of control, basically. Now, the reason pancreatic cancer is so deadly, is one of the most deadly forms of cancer, is because, well, it spreads very rapidly and it's very, very hard to detect. So as soon as someone realizes they have pancreatic cancer, the things spread all over the place and it's so entrenched that it's hard to fight. Now, since the cancer affects the digestive system, one of the most common symptoms, of course, would be abdominal pain and pain in the stomach. The cancer can affect the nerves around the back, leading to some pain around the area. Pain could be constant. It could come and go. As the body tries to fight the defective cancerous cells, it can have like a feeling of fullness, like someone doesn't want to eat, appetite's gone. Bring about some other symptoms like nausea, some diarrhea, maybe even constipation or something. Now, the cancer can also obstruct the passage of bile. Bile is like this fluid that kind of helps with digestion. And it kind of sort of build up in the blood. This can result in yellow looking skin as well as yellow in the eyes. It's known as jaundice. The blocked passageways also leads to change in the color of stools and so on. So stools can have like a white or grayish color, as well as pee can be a little bit darker. Now, besides the change in color of stools and your skin and eyes, I mean, it's really hard to detect this cancer because the other symptoms are pretty common. If you have some stomach pain or some diarrhea, the last thing you're going to think about, oh, I got pancreatic cancer. Unless you're very lucky and you find this disease in a routine checkup at its early stages, the best way to cure it is not to get it in the first place, to prevent it. Did you know that smoking tobacco is actually responsible for 20 to 30% of pancreatic cancer cases? That's a lot. I actually used to smoke myself. It's not easy to quit. But if you just think about those numbers, every time you light up a cigarette, you're like, dang, that's a lot. It's not even worth it. Like I mentioned earlier, eating a lot of processed and high sugary foods, processed meats and foods, can all raise the chance of getting cancer as well. Now, the reality is that humans, we've been eating a certain way for thousands of years. And only recently have we been changing our diet, and we've added all the stuff that our body's not used to. And of course, it's going to create all these problems. Now, according to a study by the University of East Anglia, okay, I don't even know what that university is, but people whose diet has a large amount of antioxidants in it were 2/3 less likely to get infected with this type of cancer than people who rarely ate antioxidants, which really comes as no surprise since antioxidants all play a role in defending a cell from damage, a cell, and all cancer really is a damaged cell anyways. Now, besides antioxidants, there's a lot of vitamins that play a role in the health of cells. If someone's lacking in just one of these little vitamins or nutrients, it can cause problems on so many processes in the body. It's really not good at all. Now, sure, you could depend on on getting vitamins from food, but that's not very wise because a lot of the food we eat doesn't have the vitamins and nutrients like it used to have. So a lot of reasons for this, but a big one has to do with something called soil depletion. What happens is many farmers use chemicals and methods to improve the size of crops, the growth, and its resistance to insects and bugs. It's all about money and profit. And it's great for that, but it reduces the nutrients inside of them. So the carrots we eat, they're getting less and less, they have less and less nutrients in them as time goes on. Another big risk factor is the bad digestive system. Eating healthy definitely helps, but it really can help if you add some good bacteria to your whole system. See, your digestive system actually has tens of billions of good bacteria, and they're constantly fighting this unhealthy bacteria. It's a war. If the bad bacteria wins, it could bring about like all these problems like constipation. So here's the thing. Something known as probiotics as well as prebiotics can help a lot. Now, the difference between the two is that probiotics are actually man-made. You can find them in yogurt and actually help by adding the good bacteria to your body. Now, prebiotics are found in certain vegetables, and they help by growing the good bacteria in your body and just strengthening them and helping them reproduce. Now, you might be wondering which one is better. Well, actually, the prebiotics are way, way better. There's a lot of reasons. One, they're man-made. Also, they could I think every like 20 minutes they reproduce. So you can as soon as you eat the prebiotics, it adds a lot more of it to your body rather than probiotics. Now, besides what I listed, maintaining a healthy weight, not being obese, really helps. Now, apart from eating good, of course you have to exercise, burn off calories. And if you hate exercising, I'm not a big fan of it either. You can always just go for a walk and listen to a podcast or jog or something. It's anything. Now, according to the Cancer Journal, health experts believe that obese individuals, are 72% more likely to be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It's a big number. Another tip I learned from the Dr. Oz show would be by consuming a supplement with curcumin, which is in a turmeric, which helps a lot as well. Now, before you go out and start buying supplements like turmeric and multivitamin and all this other stuff, it's really important to know that some of these products can actually do you more harm than good. The fact is, a lot of government agencies, they don't really have all these resources to check all these products out. So it's actually up to consumers to protect themselves. So the laws are very lenient, and due to this, it's easy for companies to make crappy, crummy products that harm people. Now, to protect you and your loved ones, I highly, highly recommend you view a free report I wrote all about the whole process of going out there and buying and choosing dietary supplements, which can be confusing. There's like tons of these products that all say the same thing. And of course goes over how to distinguish between a good brand and a risky brand. Talks about various herbal remedies on what to take for certain medical conditions. Talks about supplements for exercising and strength training. It even goes over the laws, government laws to protect people, which is pretty interesting, and how the government's role in all this is. The best part is the guide is completely free. So you have no excuse not to at least take a glance at it. You can learn a lot of great stuff. To view this free report, all you gotta do is simply click on the link right below this video I made, at the very bottom there. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for listening. Leave a comment if you have something to say. Until next time, have a great day.